got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep. You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
And that's exactly what's going on here. It's very simple. Amoira, you know you're a sheep. Sherell and Hodges, you know you're a sheep. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Like I've always been saying, there are nothing but pawns on Briana's chessboard. I don't call her dumb. I say she's slow. She may be a little nutty, but she ain't dumb. I'm going to prove it to y'all. How there nothing but pawns on her chessboard. And they're happy with it, with the crumbs they're getting.
Against you, to vilify you, whatever the case is. If you gonna contempt of court her for contracting me to vilify you, you need to go out there and talk about everybody else that's vilifying your bald-headed ass. Hold on to your wig.
Well, look, I've told y'all for a minute, okay, that she got Amoira under her thumb, or until they had their issues. I don't know if she was dropping her money or not. I don't know. I don't know all that. But Sherell here, baldy, because I don't see how she can call somebody bald-headed when she looking like this with that wig off her head. I don't see how she can call anybody bald-headed. On everything I love. I don't. Which it ain't nothing wrong with being bald-headed at all. For a woman, different. Okay? Unless you got a health issue going on, the reason your hair falling out, or the reason you ain't got no hair, boy. Anyway, like I was saying, she actually is saying it herself. Okay? Let me hit it to y'all again.
You, whatever the case is. If you gonna contempt of court her for contracting me to vilify you, you need to go out there and talk about everybody else.
Okay. Now, since you're not that intelligent, it's very clear. Okay, it's really very clear. You're not that intelligent. Okay. When they went to court, she wasn't supposed to say anything negative or even say anything about him on social media, period. Okay, so her contracting you and you goof troop clearly stating it that she contracted you to vilify Latruth is contempt of court, because she wasn't supposed to do that. In other words, the same way she did Amoira, she would pass on information to Amoira about Latruth, to talk about Latruth. That's what's happening here. The only difference is you clearly are stating it. Amoira didn't clearly upfront state it. Okay? Amoira eventually stated that she was taking information that Briana gave her and switching it up and putting all the blame on Latruth. She did eventually admit that. But you're clearly stating that she contracted you, Baldy, since you want to call somebody Baldy, okay? Contracted you, Baldy, to talk about Latruth. Something she wasn't supposed to do. Now, she can say whatever she wants about, it's not her talking about her. No, but you're the reason that person is talking about him. You're paying that person to directly talk about him. So it ain't about what nobody else says. That's not the point. That's not what the point of him trying to get taking her to court for contempt of court is about. It's about her, Briana Battle, contracting you to talk about him. That's what it's about. That is all it's about. She wasn't supposed to do that. She know that she wasn't supposed to do that. You just made it very clear that she did it though. Now I can guarantee you she's mad at you for doing that. In other words, not talking about him, because that's what she contracted you for, clearly. But you saying that she contracted you for. That's what she's mad about. And I hope Latruth recorded this right here. Okay? I honestly hope Latruth recorded this right here. That and that alone proves this case.
Vilify you, whatever the case is. If you gonna contempt of court her for contracting me to vilify you, you need to go out there and talk about everybody else that's vilifying your bald-headed ass.
That and that alone. You understand what I'm saying? That and that alone. Nothing else. Don't need nothing else. That and that alone. And the chump change that they suing each other for back and forth is crazy to me with the millions they make, supposedly. Okay? That's real right there. But y'all are going to make me, between Briana, your bald head ass, and the more bald head ass, y'all are going to make me really become a Latruth supporter just because y'all are all talking down. Okay? Remember that. And also I want all y'all haters out there to understand very clearly. The same way it's okay for them to talk about a man, it should be okay for a man to talk about a woman. And the ones that think that that's soft and that's weak, hey, I don't fault y'all for none of the situations y'all be in. And don't forget, talking is totally different than, okay, me sitting, I'm not about to sit and have an argument with the woman. Oh, no, I'm not. It ain't even about to happen. I'm not even about to let myself get to that degree with a woman. No. Okay? The same way there's plenty of men out here that want to jump on the woman's boyfriend for how the woman is speaking. That ain't cool either. Because there are plenty of women out here that just got a smart ass mouth. And that man can't control that smart ass mouth. Now what they need to do is just move on. That's like, I had to go back and do my due diligence on this Sherell Hodges woman. That's why I'm going to clown her. I'm about to start clowning her even more. Because she did the same stuff. Not this being contracted to clown. No. She was Joe Baker was goody two-shoe, all this, that, and the third while they was together. But the moment he didn't want to be with her anymore, she started talking about how he wasn't the churchly person he portrayed. The whole gambit. Okay? Real talk. She did that. And it's funny to me how, it really is funny to me how, all games aside, that Joe Baker tried to make Briana seem like she was getting did so wrong when her and Janelle broke up. And then the moment Briana got back with Janelle, you never saw anything else. You never saw anything else at all from Joe Baker. But if she was getting did as wrong as she was, it should have been more. Because it wasn't like they got back together that moment. It was about a 5 days later they got together. But you didn't see Joe Baker talk about anything else because he understood and saw that he was just being used as a pawn. I can definitely see why he would want to get with Briana if that's what he was doing over that. I definitely can see that. Because when all that Maybelline and weave is took off, if that's what you're looking at, oh, brother, I can understand why you didn't want to be around her no more. I can truly, honestly understand. But remember what I'm saying to y'all. Briana uses Amoira and now Sherell Hodges as her guinea pigs to talk about Latruth. I don't care whether he's right, whether he's wrong, whether nothing. I don't care nothing about none of that. The only reason I start dogging Briana was because she clearly was lying about him chasing her around the house with a gun. That's the only reason I start clowning her. Because that could have got that black man killed. And it's not like, okay, it was by anything other than another black woman. And next thing you know, it progressed more and more and more. How he tried to make it seem like, how she tried to make it seem like he was a bad person and this, that, and the third when it came to his kid. No, you lied to him from the jump. But this was all premeditated. I'm telling y'all, like I said from the beginning, she knew what she was doing. The same way she know what she's doing with Janelle. She's wanting Janelle to make a success. And she already got him because of them kids. Now the kids not with him, but by him. She got him. She's going to have to give. Because y'all tripping if y'all thinking she's getting the money that she's claiming she's getting. Because if she was getting the money that she claims she be getting, you understand what I'm saying? If she's getting the money she claims she be getting, $9,000 was chump change to her. Should have been. If it was for legal fees. And I am glad that they only raised her. Now, I mean, she only done raised a little less than $1,000. I am a little glad on that. But you see how it went from 9,000 to her goal is 25,000? That switched very quickly. But besides that, I'm just showing how she ain't got it like she claims she got it. Common sense would tell you that because there's no way that you would be asking for what you're asking for. That's just a no-brainer. That's common sense. Now, as far as Baldy over here, well, Sherell Hodges, because they both bald head. Sherell here, okay. Latruth would be dumb not to have her in contempt of court. Or try to get her in trouble because she's contempt of court. She's not going with what was agreed upon. When she contracted you to talk about him, that was a breach of contract. Period. Since you know so much about law, Baldy, since you know so much, You should know that. I don't know how many times I have to say it, okay? The lies are catching up. Okay? They are really catching up. So I honestly hope Briana gets in trouble, because it's clearly a breach of contract for her doing that. And I really honestly hope Latruth plays this right here, because this is all it would have to play at all. I mean, that's it. He wouldn't have to play nothing else, because everyone knows that she wasn't supposed to say anything about him, period. And she's clearly using Amoira and clearly using Sherell Hodges to talk about Latruth. Slander his name, since you're so on legally speaking. Slander his name. What are you doing? You're slandering his name. And why are you slandering his name? Because Briana is paying you to slander his name. Some stuff is no-brainer. Some stuff is just no-brainer. Anyway, I'm up out of here, y'all. Peace. Well, hold up. Before I leave, let me let y'all hear this one more time.
Against you, to vilify you, whatever the case is. If you gon' contempt the court her for contracting me to vilify you, you need to go out there and talk about everybody else, whatever the case is. If you gon' contempt the court her for contracting me to vilify you, you need to go out there and
Okay, that's all he needs to play. That's it. She clearly said contracting her to vilify you. That's it. Nothing more. That wins your case right there. Now the thing is going to be, is he going to make it clear that she lost that case? Or is he going to be okay with her sitting trying to act like everything is all good? Or is he going to be on the chump stuff? One or the other. One or the other.